Woohoo! This is the death of Wimbledon as far as I'm concerned.
And the local businessman who made it happen walked on water.
Maybe it was the right or wrong way for Milton Keynes to find its football, but find its football it has, and we've kicked the ball today.
Welcome back to Big Herb the Nerd and this end of season review episode of the Wycombe Way. We've just rounded out season 3. We just, by 1 point, missed out on a playoff position. So we have told the team that we will be back next year and we will be aiming for the playoffs. The board have dropped in the finances for next season and they are leaving them pretty much the same. 1.5 million in transfer budget. 214,000 is the wage budget per week, which is just 2,000 but above what we are spending at the moment. So they've brought that down slightly. We're going to need to tweak that transfer budget, I think, down and then put it into the wages, because it means we've literally got no money to spend on anyone. We've got no money to bring in any signings, so it's going to have to be free transfers again. We're going to have to use the transfer budget to supplement the wages. So poor, as always. When we get in a few months, we will get the money back in from the start of the season. But we've come back at the 16th of May, just as it's all finished, to do this end of season roundup before I start the pre-season work. So, as normal, what we will do is go through and look at each of the sections of the team, how well they performed, who played well, who didn't play well, based on the stats. So not on their attributes, but based on how they actually played, their ratings, their goals, their assists, their tackles, their headers, the full shebang, position by position. But before we do that, let's just have a quick look at ability-wise. We will look at the attributes. And based on our assistant manager, who the best players in the team are. So Josh Tyman sits up there as our best player. I have just tried to put a bid in for him, and it's saying that Stoke want to use him in the first team. So he will be going next year, which leaves a void at left back straight away. Gilby is the next highest. What I will do actually is make sure I include the under 23s. No, not on this bit. I'll do it on the next bit. Ability, yeah, Josh Tyman. Alex Gilby, no, I will do it because I'm going to use potential. I'm so indecisive. Gilby, Osman So next. McCollum McRandalls didn't play. Only played 13 games for us because we couldn't really fit him in. But he is technically one of our better players. Bandinelli, Sully Kaikai, who said he wants to leave because Aston Villa want him. All he wants is a new contract and me to put him as essentially a key player, which I think I will because, yeah, he did much better than Bandinelli this year. So, yeah, he's going to get that. George Williams up there. Williams good, but I'm thinking about maybe starting to drop him off slightly. Aneke up there. Wootton. Hamer. That's good to see. That when he comes back, our goalie is one of our better players. And then it drops off. Callum Britton in there with 3 stars. Kieran Agard now down to 3 stars. Walsh down to 3. So some of these players that have been around for a while dropping off. You didn't see someone like Pat Crane. 2.5 star ability. Attacking midfield on support. Look at that potential. So that's why I've included the N23s. Let's have a look at the potential. Highest potential, Pat Crane. This is a guy brought in by our, what's he called? Director of Football. 110,000 from Chester. Little new gen. He looks pretty tasty. What's it? Work rate 7. That's not great. Determination 13. That's good. Physical's very good. Plays in that attacking midfield role. Good first touch. Long shots 10. Technique 12. Finishing 12 for an attacking midfield is pretty good. Good anticipation, good decision making, good flair as well. Could be a very, very good, fairly professional as personality. It's not bad. Promising attacking midfielder. Does dive into tackles and tries first time shots, but that's not too bad. He shouldn't be too much tackling. He's 18. Could be someone that we bring up straight away into the first team as having good potential. In fact, I will do so now. Some of these higher potential guys, we'll do like we did last time. We'll bring them straight up. Josh Wildig, he's another guy that we were that I was talking about in the previous episode. He was out on loan at Yeovil this season. 14 finishing, 15 acceleration, 2.5 star. Got ability. He's actually our second best striker. Wow, that's how bad our strikers are at the moment. Ugbo, I don't think we're going to bring back. Terry Ambrose, I don't think he's going to get to play. So this guy, 49 games, scored 14 goals for Port Vale. Got him promoted. Nicely done, Mr. Wildig. But he could, yeah, promising striker, very fast, got good physicals, 14 finishing, long shots are getting there, headings very good as well, teamwork's high, work rate high, determination high, flair high. Wildig is going to be playing next season, I think. A partnership, a 2 up front partnership possibly. with Wildig and Osman So is quite nice. I quite like the sound of that. Or we go for the one strike again, and obviously we've got Pat Crane there, who is a attacking midfielder. We can obviously drop him back, but we'll see how it works out. Maybe we go slightly narrower. So all ideas we're starting to pull out now. Joe O'Rourke, he's been out. He's only a 1.5 star still, 20 years old. He needs to improve a lot quicker than that. Plays in central midfield, in attack. His stats are just okay. He's got very, very good potential, but I think he's going to need another season out. Work rate 11, determination 10. Nothing in here is screaming out that he's amazing. Good pass with the ball, but tackling 6. So if he's going to be an attacking midfielder, his then finishing long shots aren't great. He's not very quick. So I think he needs to find his role, or we need to find his role. Yeah, and there we go. Maybe it is a deep line playmaker, and we will get him just training on that. Don't worry about anything else. Just controlling the play. Playing on support or defend. His tackling will need to improve. But he could be someone 6 round. We loaned him out this season because he wasn't quite going to make it in, was he? But luckily, those 3 are above Josh Timon in terms of potential, so that's good. And we got Amankawa, 2-star at the moment in terms of actual ability. Potential is much higher. Central defender. Good. 14 tackling, 15 marking, 12 heading. Not great on the physicals. Central defender on defend. Very strong though. Good strength, good natural fitness, good pace, good decisions, concentration, determination could be better, work rate could be better, but look at that. Positioning 14, decisions 14, anticipation 14, heading 12. He looks beastly, this Ghanaian. So he may well have to come back into the team. We've got Wootton and Walsh. Walsh is getting a bit old now. We've got Jackson, who should be playing first team. Mills is going to leave. Cisse is probably going to leave. Mark Dalter, I've seen him. We'll see if he's got good potential. He's had a lot of long-term injuries, so maybe not so much. So this guy could come in as our first sub if Jackson's going to play first team football. But he looks very, very good. If we can get him playing, yeah, he'll be pretty good for us. Josh Cullen. Oh, we've got the option to buy Josh Cullen, which we may well take up. 500,000. He didn't play a lot of time. Oh, actually, maybe we don't. He's only valued at 300 now. Maybe we put in a new bid for him. See what they want. On loan from West Ham. Are they going to want him back? Transfer. He's still... can we see if he's transferred listed still? We can't. So he doesn't look like he is transfer listed at the moment. So we could maybe throw in that bid. 500,000, I think it was. What did he do for us? Well, we'll see. We'll judge him by his performance, but he could be well worth bringing in. 24, sit in that central midfield, and we build something around him. And then the rest of them drop down. Adekane dropping off the pace slightly. We've got Marcel Lavener, a right back to bring in. But again, he could probably do with a couple more games out there. When they're 2-star, it's maybe a little bit low for them to be bringing him into the team. That's why I worry about Joe O'Rourke, only at 1.5. Ugbo's going to leave. Britain's ability or potential is dropping off a bit now, so I think he really needs the game time. But yeah, that's not bad. We've got a decent amount of youngsters there that we can breed in as backups to the first team, because we're not going to get the money to bring in any big names. So that out the way, let's have a look at stats. So let's have a look at the goalies then. So Mitchell Beanie, I think he was terrible. He played 35 in the championship, let in 55. That's like 1.64 on goals conceded. Only 3 shots saved per game. 65% is just way too low for a goalie. It needs to be in the 70s. So I think he will definitely be the backup this year. Let's have a look at Ben Hamer. He had a real poor start because he had those horrible games. But if we look at his stats, 68%. It's actually not that much better. But championship, played 10, let in... see, I think it's because he had this real bad game. We played 1 game in the FA Cup and let in 5 goals against United. And that's terrible. But yeah, 10 games for us in the championship. Only letting 9 goals. 6 clean sheets from 10 games. I think his stats are skewed because of the amount of time he didn't play. If he had played the end of the season, I think that would have been a lot higher. But even saying that, it's 68%, which is much closer to the 70 that I'm looking for. Looking forward to having him for a full season, Ben Hamer. And maybe we look out for another goalie. But at the moment, I think he's okay. We'll go with Ben for next season. A nice little bargain. So let's move now on to the defenders. Like I said, I'll keep the under-23s in there because I want to see how those youngsters have performed out on loan. So let's just load up the defender screen. And here we have the defender analysis. So most appearances went to Joe Walsh, 28-year-old Joe Walsh, 46. Dinzegi, look at that guy, played 45 out on loan. Williams after the Woodson after that, sorry, then Williams. If we look at average rating over the season, Josh Timon 7, Scott Wootton 6.98, George Williams 6.92, Walsh 6.88. Not bad, but only 1 at 7. Shows that the defence didn't have a great game or a great season really. Key tackles, Wootton overall 50, great tackle of the ball. Wootton played more, Walsh sorry, played more games, less key tackles. That's not so great. If we have a look at the actual percentages though, because they make a bit more sense. 94% for Akimwa. He only played 8 games, played all 90 minutes of each of those 8 games he played. 6.8 he got. 94% tackle complete ratio. That man is definitely being our backup. 90% for Joe Walsh. 87 for Scott Wootton. Rest of our defenders not really in there at all, are they? Williams down at 80%. Timon 73. We have some decent guys out on loan as well. It's good to see them getting up and playing slightly better than some of our other players. Tackles per game. Who's throwing those tackles in? Kavanagh. Well, he's only 2.5 star now, which is a bit annoying because with Timon going, that leaves a big hole at left back. Maybe somewhere we have to look at. 5.51 in his 19 appearances. Georgie Williams up there at 4.96. Timon 4.57. So the wingers, or the fullbacks, sorry, putting in the tackles. Who is a left back who has decent potential? Say Akib Ikpidi. He's a German. He's going to go, I think. His contract's about to run out. Which I'm okay with. These guys that have got 3-star potential, I'm not so worried about. Tyreek Wilson. He's a left back, I believe. 20. Yep. Defensive fullback on the left. Not great going forward with the crossing and dribbling. Good acceleration, though. Good concentration, decisions, work rate, okay. Tackling, okay. Maybe he sits in as the backup for Kavanagh. Maybe gets a bit of game time. He's got 3.5 star potential there. We know about Lavana. He's the right back. And Joe O'Rourke's in there as well. Joe O'Rourke, the central midfielder, but can also play in defence, interestingly. So fouls. Joe O'Rourke. There we go. Midfielder putting in the fouls whilst he's been out on loan. Williams up there with 60, highest Timon at 45. See a lot of fouls from Joel Williams there from that wide position. Not great because then we gave away quite a lot of direct free kicks. Walsh and Wootton down there. Wootton only at 38. That's pretty good. Interceptions per 90 minutes. Joe Walsh 6.3, 6.35. That's a 6.34 higher than a 6.35. Game. Oren Jackson 5.43. That's pretty good per 90 minutes. Good to see Jackson actually up there for something. Because he is going to come in. His potential's dropped down to just 4-star now. 2.5 star at the moment. But I think he will play with Wootton next season as the first starter. And Walsh will kind of sit back slightly. Mills in there. Mills is going to go. He's been causing too many problems. Britton next. That's not bad actually. 3. The highest of the fullbacks. Timing down at 1.72. Not making any interceptions. Interesting considering they sit back. I might play with defensive fullbacks. Or fullbacks on defend for this next season. Really lock that back 4 down as a defensive unit. Because they were leaky. And if I can lock them down, then I can be a bit more adventurous going forward. Key headers. Wootton with the most by far. 85. But I think that's because a lot of those were his goals. If we look at the header percentage ratio. So Williams the highest. 83%. Hayden out on loan. 89%. 35 appearances. That's bloody good. Yeah, our next guy, our defenders down here at 76. And Walsh, 69. Walsh is not a header of the ball. He does need to go. Jackson, where's Jackson then? Where the hell is Jackson? Yeah, Jackson just above him. 69% as well. That's not great, is it? That's not great. But they do put themselves in for way more challenges than the other guys do. Look at aerial attempts per 90 minute. Yeah, Jackson's up there. Wootton behind him. Oh, Walsh, so that's good. They are throwing themselves in there. And headers 1 per 90 minutes. Wootton tops it. Jackson second. Walsh third. Good to see because you two are going to be my centre-backs next year. Mills down there as well. Where's our young star? Didn't win any headers in your 8 games, did you? Interesting. 8 games in 90 minutes. Didn't win any headers. Or go for any headed attempts either. Mistakes leading to goals. Joe Walsh. There we go. That's the one that consigns him to being kicked out of the team. 3 mistakes leading to goals, literally giving away 3 goals in the season. You just can't, you can't have defenders doing it. You can't have centre-backs giving away mistakes that lead to goals. It's bad. Wootton actually with 2. Defenders have a shocker here. 2 from Britain as well. I mean, it's 13 games. I got to watch Britain. Maybe it's not worth playing him at all, and maybe it's actually just still sticking with Williams because he's in his prime now. We'll watch on that right side what we do. But yeah, look at that. Between them, 2, 4, 6, 9 goals given away by our defenders making mistakes. Player match performances, Wootton got 3. Mistakes overall, yeah, that's fine. Pass completion ratio, real low, 40%. Oh no, 40 passes, probably. Pass completion ratio here, 81% for Timon, 79 for Jackson, 79 for Walsh. Wootton is not the passer then, is he? 71% down there. And let's look for the wing-backs then. So cross completion ratio for the wing-backs. Wilson, 38%. 12 crosses completed, actually. That's a decent ratio. Lavener as well, 14 crosses completed, 13. For the amount of games they're playing, that's 1 a game that they're completing. Adam Lewis, Jesus, 47 completed from 38 games. More than 1 a game. Hello, Lewis. You may be a left-back that we want to look at then. His potential's not as much, but I bet he's been played as a winger, actually. Who are then? Kavanagh's the first one that we've had our team, 19%. Look at that difference, though. These youth players. What are these youth players doing differently that these guys aren't? Williams down at, yeah, look, 14 completed, 31%. 14 completed, 11%. Britain down there at, Britain cannot take corners. So the guys we've got in currently cannot cross. So that would lead me again to say, let's just put them on defend. Just have them as 4 flat at the back. Then we don't have to worry about having a defensive midfielder in there because you've got 4 defenders. You don't need to worry about covering. But then looking at the guys what coming through, I would say that actually if you get Tyreek Wilson into the game or Lavener starts coming through and playing some games, maybe we sack off Britain. Maybe he hasn't made it. Let's put 3-star. He could go up to 4-star. We've got Williams who's 3.5. Gonna stay at 3.5, and we've got Lavener that could play his backup. He's only 19. He's got potentially 4.5-star. That's an interesting decision at right back we need to make. But yeah, if these guys come in, we want them actually crossing. They're bloody good at it. So other than that, that rounds out those guys then. So potential wise, Joe, yeah, just Timon. So we are happy. We're happy with the centre backs. I think we're happy to drop. I'm happy to drop Walsh out. Making too many mistakes. Walsh and Wootton didn't work the first season, did it? Second season, kind of. Third season, okay, that's what we had. Now, okay, I don't really. I need to give Jackson some time if he's going to hit his potential. So Wootton and Jackson, I think, are going to be the main 2. I'm very interested to get you by Amwanka. It does sound like I'm saying I'm a wanker. Aman Kawar. I'm going to go with Aman Kawar because that sounds less like I'm a wanker. Aman Kawar, I'm interested to have him in there as the backup, which means Walsh maybe gets sold on. Maybe we try and cash in on him a little bit. Mills is definitely going as well, so we'll rely a lot on the youth for this next season. And then, yeah, what we do with the right backs. Left back, we've got Kavanagh. I'll play Kavanagh. I quite like him. His ability's not great, but his performance is always good. And then we've got Tyreek Wilson. We'll keep in as a backup left back. I think we'll use him. And then we've got to look at Lewis. We'll look at Lewis or Tyreek Wilson. I think Tyreek Wilson rather than Lewis. Lewis is more of a winger, I think. And then on the right, just got to decide whether we go with Williams with backup of Laviner. We'll go for Lavener. For Marcel Lavener. Or we play Britain and use... The good thing about Williams is he can play left and right. He's a good sub to have. But yeah, what do we do with Lavener then? We give him out for 1 more season. On loan, he's only 19, I suppose. Keep Britain for 1 more season. See if he can break it this season. And then Lavener's there to play backup if he doesn't the season after. So that's the defenders. I don't think we're going to buy anyone there. If we do, it'd have to be a left back. Other than that, we're going to stick with the youth. We're going to play the youth players. Probably go to a defensive formation. And keep them all back. But that's the defence. Let's have a look at the midfield now. So midfield, we'll look at the midfield 2. The 2 central roles that we had in the 4-2-3-1. And then and maybe the attacking midfielder. And then for the attackers, we'll look at the wing as well. We'll blend how we look at the approach of them. Because the wingers acted more as strikers. And that works well for what I've got set up. So let's have a look at got? Appearances. Joe Evans has 50 appearances this season. Joe Evans, inside forward. Interesting. Played a lot more games. Sully Kaikai, 46. Gilby, 46. Bandane, 37. Timon is not right. 31 for Rooney. Upson, 25. Aneke, 24. So he had a bit of a change up there. Average rating overall, Cisse, he only played 1 appearance. Oh, Cisse only made 1 appearance this season. He needs to go this summer, doesn't he? He never really quite cut it. Other than that, Gilby 7.5, Kaikai 7.15, Bandane 7, Aneke 7, Timon 7, that's the wrong thing again, and Upson 6.98. So Aneke, I know I bemoan him. I need to find his role. But yeah, look at that, that's much better. We got 4, our front 4 essentially. Aneke, if we play him in the central 2 with Gilby, Kaikai and Bandinelli, all above 7s. That's what I want to see. Goals. 12 goals from Kaikai, 11 from Bandinelli, 8 from Lewis out on loan. Again, that's good. Chroma out on loan, 6. Rock, 4. Gilby got 4 for us. Aneke and Adekane 3 each. Adekane had 13 games. Interesting to see how he goes again. He's on 2.5 star. Is the backup to Bandinelli? Is he going to make his potential? He's not dropped off yet. 4.5 star still there at the moment. Assists. 16 from Kaikai, 11 from Bandinelli. Those two are perfect as wingers. We have to still play wingers because those two, now we've got perfect left and right. The wingers have been good for us all game. All this entire save, wingers have been our saving grace. 9 from Gilby, good to see. 9 from Rooney as well. Worried that the problem with playing a 4-2-3-1 is that attacking midfielder didn't get any goals. Rooney did well there to set up 9 goals in 31 games, but we're getting more from the wingers. And Gilby got 9 from centre mid as a box-to-box. So maybe the 4-2-3-1 has to go. It goes back to a 4-4-2. We train Kaikai back as a winger. Bandinelli's played there already. Maybe we just have to suck it up because it does work better for us. And we can go for 2 up top, which enables us to bleed through some of the younger strikers. Although we are lacking serious depth up front. Assist per 90 minutes. Cisse, good work, my man. Kaikai 0.37. Adekane 0.37. Good for the 90 minutes. Per 90 minutes, Adekane's up there. That's what I like to see. Bandinelli 0.32. Rooney 0.32. So actually, that role was creating assists. But maybe then the attackers weren't getting forward to get the goals as much. You need to decide how it works. You need the wingers to be getting a lot more goals in a 4-2-3-1 where your attacking midfielder's not getting goals. 0.3 for Ausu. Or Asu. Winger as well. Oh, winger, not bad. Not bad stats at all. For a 2-star. Josh Collins up there. Assist per 90 minutes, 0.2. Gilby down at 0.21, so that's when it starts to drop off and the assists stop coming through. Chances created per 90 minutes. Oh, hey, the youngsters up there. Bobby Adekane, 1.23, highest of the first team players. Rizzulo up there, so 0.98. Interesting. And Rizzulo doesn't look like he's going to quite cut it either, which again makes me think about dropping that advanced playmaker role because we don't have anyone that's really, really good there. If he had come on this season and nailed it alongside Rooney, maybe. I feel like Rooney's 34 now, so he shouldn't be playing there. I think we'll go back to a 4-4-2. Use the man in midfield. Who else is up there then? Bandinelli 0.82, Kaikai 0.81. Very good from those guys. Interesting that it's so low compared to how some of these youth players, again, that have been out on loan, having a lot of games. Nesbitt up there, the old left back we had, he will be released this year as well. But Adekane, showing that he does have the potential to beat Bandinelli. And definitely came in and filled his boots when was necessary in certain games. Key passes per 90 minutes. Rizzulo up there, 2.29. Only have 4 appearances for us, but good amount of key passes. Rooney up there, 1.8. Adekane, 1.7. Gilby, 1.5. Kaikai, 1.5. Aneke, 1.4. No one really shining out apart from Rizzulo. Must have played that Ungaunch role much better than Rooney did. But not enough to want me to keep it in, unfortunately. Passes completed per 90 minutes. Pass completed per 90 minutes? It is. Aneke up there, 68. Conor McRandall's 59. Randall's we need to find a place for as well. Gilby, 58. Upson, 57. Cullen, 52. Good amount of passes from those guys. Pass completion ratio, Upson, 86%. McRandall's 85. Cullen, 85. Aneke, 84. Great ratios from those guys. Look at that. High 80s. Timon 81 is good. Gilby 79, not so much on the passing. Tackles 1. Rizzulo 86%. 6 key tackles. Oh no, 6 tackles 1 I think it is. Gilby 82%, 93 tackles. That box-to-box roll. Oh, working to perfection. 81 for Akmende. PD. 81 for Rooney. 80 for McRandles. Good to see him actually throwing some tackles in because he's going to be required. Cullen down at 78. 77 for Upson. Wondering if Upson drops off a bit now and we do bring in Cullen. Cullen does look a cut above the rest. And Upson's going to get slowly worse. He's 30 now, so he could be back up now. Rooney's probably not going to play, let's be honest. I think we accidentally, because he played so many games, got an extension on his contract. Which is annoying. Interceptions per 90 minutes. Randall's up there, 4.32. Britton, Upson, 2.84. That's a big gap, though. Only 13 games for McRandall's, making a lot of interceptions from the deep line playmaker role. Which, if we do play as a defensive back four, we'll have him playing slightly higher up. He'll want support, not defend, which might help him out, actually. Cullen up there, 2.24, but that's a huge golf. Fouls. Gerald Walk thrown him in there. Look at that, man. 35 games, 96 fouls. He needs to calm down a little bit. 56 for Gilby. 41 for Aneke. It's quite a big gap between them. But Aneke only played half the game, so no, it's not. Bandinelli, 38. So no one's sticking out. Mistakes. These are the big ones. Gilby, 91 mistakes from 46 games. Kai, 71 from 46 games. Aneke, 54 from 24. That's a double. A lot of these are double. Rooney, 50 from 31. Upson, 41 from 25. Wow. 2 mistakes a game. That's not good, is it? Bandinelli, 1 for 1. That's when it gets a bit normal. That's a lot of mistakes made. And I think those mistakes are passing, right? So part of me thinks that's why we need to rip up the tactic and start again. We know we're going to go with a defensive back four, but I think we have to go to short passing. Because these guys just can't pass. They haven't got great passing. The teamwork's not great. That's what the team report's been telling us. So yeah, maybe we have to go to short passing because they are making too many mistakes. Header 1 percentage. Cisse always is up there, isn't he? McRandall's good, 82%. Nice to see. Gilby 73, not as good. Aneke 70. Upson even lower, 70. Aerial attempts. Poor little out there. Headers 1 per 90 minutes. McRandall's nice to see, actually. He could be more defensive. Maybe we don't go for the box-to-box. We'll have a look at those midfield 2 roles. Maybe they change up slightly. Shots per 90 minutes. Bandinelli 0.79. Kai 0.72. Gilby 0.69. Shot on target percentage. Kai 51%. That's pretty good. Timon 50% is real good. Bandinelli 49. Not bad at all. Adekane 45. Crosses completed ratio. This is the big one, right? We've got all the guys out on loan smashing the crosses in. Nesbitt as well. He was a good crosser of the ball. We missed that a bit from him in this season. So our first one, bloody McRandall was 33. Oh no, 20%. He only completed 1 cross. Genius. So usually we expect to see 17 or 18%. 18 for Upson. Cullen 15. Adekane 14%. Wow. 11 for Kai. 9 for Bandinelli. Crosses completed were poor. And is that because we had 1 man to aim for? If we go back to 2 up top, will they have more of a chance of hitting their man because there's more people to attack? There's a lot of time where that advanced playmaker didn't get forward, so it was only Osman up there on his own. That would lead to a lower cross completed ratio. Something to think about as well. Dribbles per game, Kai, Bandinelli, Adekane. That's what you expect. Player of the match, Bandinelli, 5. 5 for Joe Evans. Sully Kai, 4. I thought Osman's not in this one, is he? Yellow card, 16 for Joe Walk. This guy's got serious temper on him. Gilby got 9. That's fair enough. 46 experiences, 9. 1 red for Britton, 1 for Kavanagh. Other than that, we were clean. So that rounds out the midfield. If we look at ability, Gilby, McRandall's, with that, they're our best centre 2. Aneke in there as well. That's our best 3. Upson maybe drops off a bit. What we got? We know we got Pat Crane in here. Didn't play, but stats wise is good. He's an attacking midfielder, so we need to work out if we can train him in a more defensive role, and do we turn one of those roles into a more advanced playmaker rather than defensive? If we go flat back 4, do we need a box to box and a defending deep man playmaker, or can we go more attacking with it? We'll have to wait and see. If we're looking at potential, yeah, Pat Crane's right up there. We need to find a place for him at 2.5 star, 18 with 5-star potential. That man needs a place somewhere in the team. And Josh Cullen's high up there as well. Didn't stand out to be amazing, Cullen. But let's have a look. But ability-wise is below the others. Does make me wonder, do we sign him or do we not? He hasn't shone, has he? He hasn't been out there as like an amazing signing for us. And when we've got good players coming through that are young, as a midfield centre, he's our second best, apparently behind Gilby. If we've got Gilby, Aneke, McRandles, Upson, and youth players, adding him to the mix when we don't really need to spend the money maybe isn't the best choice. We may let Josh Cullen go back to West Ham. But that's the midfield then. Happy with the wing. Happy that Adekani is showing that he can beat Bandinelli. So we'll give them two. They'll still mix. Up on the right, we've got Kai. Need a backup right midfielder, because at the moment we haven't got anyone. Peter Powlett's down there. Didn't play enough games. He's really dropped off. So if we've got any youth players that can come through and play on the right, maybe that's where we go with him. What's Pat Crane like? Is he definitely a central midfielder? Yeah, his crossing's not good enough. Or we're looking maybe keep Adekani. What's the word I'm looking for? Training on the right side as well. He's left-footed, but maybe have him try and be ambidextrous. Play both sides, as Kai can do himself as well, actually. Because other than that, we haven't really got wingers as youth prospects that are coming through. They're a bit further down, aren't they? Which isn't as good. Not as good. Okay, so that's midfield. So maybe we need to train Adekani on the right, so he's a backup to Kai and Bandinelli, so he can sit on the bench and play both games. We've also got McRandles that can play on the right as well, actually. Peter Powlett's probably going to leave. Upson will give less responsibility to now as well. But that rounds out the midfield. So now let's concentrate on the last guys. The sexy ones. The attackers, where we've struggled all season. So, did that work? That didn't seem to work. Oh, it did. Appearances. Sully guys, count as an attacker, great. Osman Sow, 40 appearances he made, 2 sub appearances. He's 30 now. So we need to have a plan for when this guy stops scoring, because otherwise we're gonna get screwed. Corey Henry out on loan. He's only 1-star, 3-star ability. That's not great. Wayne Rooney, 31 games. He could be a backup striker, but doesn't like scoring anymore. Nesbitt Hennon was out on loan. See how he did. Aneke. Look how poor this is. So that's why we've got Wildig here. 17 appearances. This is what we've come down to, is looking at these guys that are not really strikers. We've got Thierry Ambrose, Kieran Agard, and Ugbo, but they didn't play a lot of games between them. Average rating. Osman Sow up there, 7.3. Sully Kai, we know. Aneke, we know. Brandon Thomas Asante got 6.95 in his 2 appearances. He did get a goal, so I'm not surprised there. Razzulo could be trained as a striker, but again, I don't think he's got much. Wildig, 6.83. It's not bad. So goals. 30 goals to Osman, so that's crazy, right? 30 goals. We needed every single one of those goals. Other than that, a guard played up top for a bit, got 4. It's just no goals from anywhere else. Goals per 90 minutes. Go on, Brandon Thomas Asante. 1 goal per 90 minutes. Good work, my man. 2 games, 2 goals. Osman Sow, 1.95. What a ratio that is. Oh, that's shots on target. I was going to say, that's crazy. 8.8. 0.5 for Kieran Agard. That's such a big drop. Wildig, 0.5 as well. He had 17 appearances, 7 goals. So Agard's probably done as well. They're both 30, but Agard's not going to quite make it. Wildig, I'm interested in playing. But we really need a backup striker, don't we? Can't play a 2-striker formation when you've only got 1 really good striker and a youth prospect and nobody to fill in behind. Shots on target per 90 minutes. Lewis Walker up there with 2.35 from his 1 appearance and some appearance. Kieran Agard, 1.99. So 1.95. Thomas Asante, 1.5. Wildig down at 1.7. That's not so great. Ugbo, 1.32. Ugbo was kind of terrible for us this season. Shots per 90 minutes. So Walker, Agard, it's good. Shots on target percentage. Walker, 75%. That's promising. Wildig, 68%. Okay. Okay, he's not having a lot of shots, but when he's having them, they're going on target. Agard, 64. Henry, 57. So 54. He didn't have a good ratio, but I think that's because he was playing on his own, and he doesn't necessarily like playing on his own. Offsides, don't really mind about offsides. He was up there on his own when he assists. How many did So get? 6. So less assists as well this year. Less goals and less assists. Because he had no one to play with. He had no friend. Assist per 90 minutes. Lewis Walker's 0.78. Go on, Walker. You don't get a game just because you played 2 games you played quite well. Rooney could be the backup for him maybe. A guard. So down at only 1.6 because he had no one there. Chances created per 90 minutes doesn't really work with one striker, does it? No. And the rest of them aren't really going to fit for those guys. It's only if we were looking at the wingers, and we've kind of already looked at those. Headers 1, so right up there, 4.98. Thierry Ambrose, see, this is the problem, right? Thierry Ambrose isn't appearing anywhere. Chances shots on target ratio. Thierry Ambrose down here at 43%. Ugbo at 45. So it's like, man, it's painful. Strikers are not good. So we're looking at ability. Osman's right up there. Sully Kai second. And Neke third. But then they're not strikers, are they? Kieran Agard is our 4th best, but playing in there. Potential. Pat Crane. Could you be a striker? You're attacking midfielder on support. Are we best pushing you forward rather than bringing you back? You've got 12 finishing, 12 dribbling. You're a very good attacking midfielder, let's be honest. We'll have to look at him. We'll have to look at him, whether he goes forward or comes back. Ugbo up there. We could bring Ugbo back again, but he didn't play very well, let's be honest. But we are struggling for strikers. Then we've got Thierry Ambrose. He's got the potential, just maybe needs more game time. Thierry Ambrose, Wildig, Osman Sow is the 3 strikers. Possibly Pat Crane if we push him forward. We've got Owusu. He ain't played any games, which is why he's not appeared here. He's an advanced forward. Not bad stats. But 1.5 ability at 21. Expect him to be higher than that, to be honest. So we're going to struggle. We're going to struggle with strikers. If we have a quick look at the team report, we've lost 26 of the 63 assists conceded in the last 50 matches have come from crosses. Okay. There's not a great deal of depth outside the first team. We know that. Lack quality decision making. Bottom third in work rate. Isn't the best at teamwork. Aren't enough players who have sufficient first touch. Passing is poor. Alarming 19 of our 63 assists from the last 50 minutes come from inside the penalty area. Our attendance is bad. Our cross completion ratio is poor. And we sit low on home form. Not great, eh? Not great. What have we got going for us? Shot accuracy is pretty good. That's good. We had the top goal scorer. That's good. Good midfield depth. Good youth prospects. Good goalkeeper depth. Apparently. Good defence depth. Goalkeeper's very good. Williams is very good at right back. Tyman's very good at left back. We know that. Good jumping reach. Dribbling. Okay. We will come up with something. We will definitely come up with something, but we need to work on this team. Work on how we get them playing. What guys we bring forward. All positions. And what tactics we go with. But yeah, let me know down below what you think. Who we should be bringing in. Who we should be moving around. I think we're going to have to go with youth because we're not going to have the money. We're going to have to put the money into wages. Have a look at who's going to come up for free. We ideally need a good striker. At least one striker. I think a striker and a left back. Maybe a quality centre back. But that does then make me worry about whether we play Jackson. I kind of want to bleed the youth players in. I think that's how we make money in this game with this team. Is breed youngsters in. Sell them if they make a bit of money. Move them on. Because we're going to have to be a selling club. But we'll leave it there. I hope you have enjoyed this slightly different episode, this end of Season 3 roundup. I'll see you back next time for the start of Season 4 as we push for that playoff position. And hopefully, I'll have a load of new players to introduce you to. But I'll leave it there. Thank you very much. If you have enjoyed, smash that like button as usual. Subscribe if you are new and you're watching this for the first time. Go back and watch the other seasons. They were lots of fun. And I'll see you back next time for the start of Season 4. Thank you very much. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.